Affirmative. And I give the call to the honourable member for Fowler.
I move the amendment circulated in my name. I commend the government for keeping to their promise to implement all the Sex Discrimination Commission's recommendations for making the workplace safe for all employees, regardless of sex. None of us should face discrimination for any reason at any time, but more so in our workplace, be it in big corporations, small business or government agencies. Creating a safe and respectful workplace are keys for a productive and inclusive workforce. If people feel safe, respected and heard, they can perform to the best of their abilities. However, with that being said, if employers can't easily fulfil the obligations that the proposed positive duty imposes, then an undue administrative red tape is imposed, particularly on small businesses with culturally and linguistically diverse owners and employees. Employers are already subject to significant obligations to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. The opposition mentions Section 106 of the Sex Discrimination Act, which makes employees liable for the actions of their employee or agent. I would now ask the House to specifically consider the challenges that culturally and linguistically diverse Australians face on either side of this issue. The report noted that while sex discrimination was increasing, reporting was not. The explanation given for this was a lack of faith in the reporting system. I would argue that those who speak English as a second language also face difficulties in reporting these issues effectively. It is undoubtedly a daunting task for this group of people in our workforce to share their stories. For this reason, greater clarity is required. In a Senate committee submission, Diversity Council Australia raised some important points around intersectionality. Employees from culturally diverse backgrounds not only face increased prevalence of sexual harassment, but there is a compounding effect where there is also unconscious cultural biases at play. It is pervasive in some corporate structures, which I discovered in my previous life as an advocate for cultural diversity in leadership. We need to ensure that those from non-English speaking backgrounds have the necessary resources and understanding of these new guidelines if we want them to engage with it, and that they feel confident in pursuing action despite cultural and linguistic barriers. While it's important that government policy tries to create a widespread culture of respect, it is evident that some businesses have a greater capacity to comply than others. For example, large corporations have access to HR teams capable of putting together and ensuring compliance with a company-wide policy. This, however, is a large burden to place on a small business where the task may be left with one individual who also doubles as the accountant, shift manager and other roles. Small businesses, who are the backbone of our economy, are known to be a diverse sector, where 2/3 of small businesses come from a migrant background. Therefore, the guidance materials from the relevant bodies must be thorough and meet the needs of a wide cross-section of businesses who wish to ensure a safer workplace. While some businesses will have to be vigilant regarding internal issues, others, especially those in industries where employees are customer-facing, will have to create policy to reasonably diminish the chance of discrimination from customers. I call on the government to ensure that they have given enough support to businesses to comply with this new legislation, in particular small businesses run by culturally and linguistically diverse individuals in a variety of industries. In saying this, a worrying part of the legal process can be found in Schedule 4, which makes it easier for unions and other representative groups to bring aggrieved claims to the federal court. I urge the government to reconsider this schedule as it allows large representative groups initiating legal actions in their interests, rather than being solely about the protection of employees. We want to ensure those from non-English speaking backgrounds have the support they need, but won't be taken advantage of by other bodies with other vested interests. Litigants should be taken by the applicant with the support of the unions or representative bodies, not the other way around. In sum, my complaints line up with the aims of this bill, but rather with the lack of consideration for culturally diverse workplaces and their employees. I call on the government to ensure our culturally and linguistically diverse populations can access the reporting mechanisms as employees and support small businesses through compliance hurdles. In its current form, these opaque guidelines are sparking debate amongst a group of individuals who largely speak English and have access to briefings and staff to help them understand the regulations. It's excluding those who lack these resources and who don't speak English as their first language and unfairly expects them to reasonably comply. Thank you.